Today we are going to be unboxing, building, and reviewing Fountain Gardens number 10352. It is stunning and I cannot wait to share it with you. Let's get into it. I'm rating this set on a number of metrics to help you figure out if it's right for you. Skill, 5 out of 10. For the amount of pieces, this was surprisingly easy. If you've never done a big set, this would be a great first one. It really only gets a 5 just because it's 1,300 pieces. Aesthetics, 10 out of 10. I didn't think going into this set I would rate that so high, but honestly, there's nothing that they could do to this set to make it more beautiful. Durability, 8 out of 10. These top pieces can wiggle a little bit if they're bumped, but they won't fall apart. Honestly, this whole thing, pretty solid. It probably won't fall apart unless my cats manage to knock it off the counter. Value, 9 out of 10. This set is 7 cents per brick, which is fantastic. Time, 8 out of 10. This set took me 3 hours, which isn't awful, but I was really slowed down by all the small pieces in bags 10 and 11. Overall, I would give this set an S, which is my first S tier rating of the year. This is a top tier set, and it is such a high quality, well thought out set, and there's nothing that can be done better on this. The box looks fantastic. I don't want to stay on this for too long. I did get this in store, and again, surprised at how little beat up this is. I do like that it gives you a lot of details to the back, and I also like that we're going to see some little ducky pieces. We got a frog piece too. Oh, this is going to be a good build. We do have another brick separator and of course an instruction. And of course an instruction on how to use it. I'm gonna add this to my growing pile I've had off camera. These are pretty much all from the last few days except for this one. Yeah, that was right, first thing. Okay, so the two big ones are gonna be part of this. This is pretty much just like bag one. They should have just labeled it that way, honestly. In this first bag, you'll end up using all of those additional bricks from the additional brick bag. So honestly, I have no clue why they didn't just label this bag one as well. I most definitely have seen multiple bags labeled the same number. It could be that they stopped doing this recently because it confused people. The first few times I ran into it, I was confused as well, but now I know to look out for multiple bags labeled the same number. Bag one is just base building, so it goes pretty quick, but it's not the most fun part. And in bag one, we have one extra piece. I actually really like that there's so many bags with this one because I think they're going to be pretty quick to get through. Like this one took like maybe 10 minutes. So let's go ahead and grab bag two and then shift this off to the side. Bag 2 is a lot of building the supports and outlining the main two walkways. There are two smaller paths that branch off of these two main ones, but we will get to that later. This part of the build is really quick and easy to understand, even though it is not the most fun. The supports on this are great and makes it really sturdy, which I love. You'll notice there are holes on the end of each of the walkways. This is to put in floor and a small fountain in the later bags. Even though there's a lot of exposed green brick in this set, almost everything we are doing now will be covered in the next bag. Yeah, this is super quick. Bag 3. Yeah. Oh my gosh, this is such a small bag. All right, we are actually flying through this. Bag 3 is where we get into building the parts that make you feel like this is getting finalized. In this set, you'll place the bricks for the main two paths as well as outlining where the big fountain will go. The hand-painted tiles are inspired by its liege tiles. Hopefully I said that right. You'll find them in the south of Europe and North America. Lego says it best, they add a gorgeously vivid atmosphere. I think these really add a lot to the set, and I appreciate the small detail that honestly makes such a difference on the set. I'm not sure if these are unique to the set or not, but I hope we see them return. I think right now I'm feeling kind of surprised because this set is actually quite easy. I would, like, for how many pieces this is, I'm surprised that this is coming together super easy and it's not giving me any difficulty. I have noticed with like the cat Lego, it is separated into so many small bags and it does make it a little bit easier to feel like you're going through it. I don't know if it's just you feel like you're making progress faster or what the deal is, but I'm actually finding this a lot easier for the size that it is than I expected it to be, so that's kind of a pleasant surprise. Bag 4 is kind of a beautification bag for everything that we have already done. So we are finishing off those two main walkways by adding little ponds at each end. We will add little figures there. It's awesome. I love this tiny detail, but that is coming later on in the set. These little ponds have great blue tiles and it looks fantastic. We are also going around the outside and adding a little bit more of those smooth pieces just to give it a great overall finish. I was wondering why there was extra ones. I never put it on the side here, so let me just, there we go. There we go. No extra pieces from this bag. Bag 5, holy crap. In this bag, we will do the first of the 2 mini paths. This bag is virtually the same to the next bag because we mirror this on the opposite side of the garden. This walkway is a lot smaller than the ones we've already built and is lined with hedges. I think it would be very easy to make this a 1 big green block and 1 smooth tile on top, but I really appreciate that they didn't do this. I also like that the hedges aren't the same across the path from each other. On one side, we have a big long hedge, and on the other, we have 2 smaller hedges. I also love the greens that they chose for the grass and the hedges. They complement each other very well. We're also going to have another hole in this part to add in some fauna later. I do think that they did the holes to allow you to swap out or customize if you want to, which is kind of a cool feature. All right, wow, this is really coming together. I think it looks great. I'm so excited. I love sorting my pieces, and I found that it makes everything go faster. I sort everything by color, and then within that, all I do is put similar pieces by each other. Someone also commented sorting your pieces onto a towel stops them from potentially being knocked off of the table and is easy to clean up quickly if needed. Nope. Okay, so I think we're doing a walkway on the other side. So this should be pretty quick and pretty familiar. As I've said twice now, this is mirrored, so it's pretty easy. Just make sure you pay attention to the build because you might end up accidentally putting pieces in the way you did in the other side. I accidentally do that most times. I have a mirror in my set. It's easy to figure out what you did wrong, but it's annoying to correct. They also add in this little gray triangle pieces in the set to look like rocks, and I'm telling you, it's the small details that make it so amazing. I feel like a real garden like this would have some decorative rocks and some small boulders, exactly like what this set has. Bag 7 is where we do the back left corner. The design of the arches is incredible, and I love the Spanish tile details and the use of 2 slightly different colors to give it a real authentic feel. This bag and the next are very similar but not 100% mirrored, which is nice. The arches and a lot of the support building will be the same, but on this side we are building florals and putting it in right away instead of just having a hole. On this side we are putting in a red hibiscus plant. Growing up in Southern California, I've seen a lot of these, and it totally fits for a Mediterranean garden. I'm not sure if these flowers are native or not, but they definitely pass the vibe check and would grow well in that climate. One thing I've appreciated and I've noticed in a lot of the sets is the one-to-one picture of how pieces should look, especially for parts like this that could be confusing. I'm a veteran builder, but even I wasn't sure if I was doing it right, but it was nice to be able to check it so easily. I also love the little details within the booklet. When you finish the hibiscus, it gives you some fun facts about hibiscus I didn't know, like that it can be used to check the acidity of the fountain water with it. Lego didn't always used to be so friendly to the adult fan of Lego community, but I love that they've really come around to embrace it and add stuff into the booklets that adult fans would love. I liked Lego when I was younger, but I love it now that I'm older, and it's so fun to see how sets have changed since I was a kid. And it's also fun having adult money. Bag 8 is going to feel very familiar to Bag 7, but honestly, the sort was a bit easier. First half of this is going to feel like a complete mirror, but then we get into the florals. On this side, we are doing a pink bougainvillea. I'll be honest with you, this is something you see all the time in Southern California, and it doesn't really look like a bougainvillea, but it does look very beautiful, so I gave this a pass. Bougainvillea flowers would be incredibly difficult to replicate into Lego, but I appreciate the effort. Again, like the hibiscus, I'm not sure if this is native to the area, but this is definitely a plant that would thrive in the environment and look really beautiful. If anyone knows if hibiscus or bougainvillea are native to the south of Europe or the north of Africa, please let me know in the comments because I'm actually really interested. Our fun fact for the bougainvillea is that what we think of as a flower is actually a false flower, protecting the actual flower inside of the pink leaves. The actual flower is super small. It's actually so small you would likely assume it's the pistil of the flower instead of the actual flower itself. This isn't all the plants that will go into these back pieces. Both of these back pieces also have holes to add trees in bag 11, which is the last bag of this set. I really like the way this set is sorted into bags. The hibiscus and bougainvillea have a ton of small pieces to press in, so I really appreciate it's put in a bit earlier than the other plants. The duck piece! Yes! Woohoo! Bag 9 is pretty quick. We are building a small fountain to go at the end of the big path at the back of the set. This fountain was very simple but elegant in design, and I love the floral vines growing at the back of the fountain, even if it isn't going to be seen much. I also love that we kept the tile design going. It was the perfect top for the fountain. I also appreciate how cool the spigot looks. The piece that you put in makes it look perfectly in motion, which will go with the other fountain that we're putting in later. We also added in a bench and the duck and frog to the garden. It's actually supposed to be a yellow hammerbird, but I prefer to think it's a duck because it makes me happy. It's probably horribly inaccurate, but I want to go with that, so that's what I'm doing. Bag 10 consists of the main fountain and also the florals for the upper right corner. Again, I love how in motion the fountain feels, and I like the small little man piece at the top. You don't notice it that much when the full set is built, but every once in a while I catch a glimpse of it, and it definitely makes me chuckle. I love the whole build of the fountain, and I hope we see another set where we are building fountains soon. I'd love another themed garden at a different location. As I'm saying that, I just realized there's a Tranquil Garden set, and I should probably buy and review that one too, because it also has another water feature, not a fountain, but it's themed to a slightly different place in the world, which is almost exactly what I'm asking for. The florals in the upper right-hand corner are a French marigold with a Spanish moon moth, so super cool. I love marigolds, and I think the build captures their beauty very well. In bag 11, we will finish off the set with all of the trees. We actually have 2 duplicate trees that will go in the back, the Mediterranean cypress, which looks pretty accurate. For duplicates, I found it's a lot easier to just build both at once, duplicating each step onto each tree. If there's one part of this build that I hated, it's this. Look, I mean, it looks amazing, but pressing in these small pieces sucked. I'm fine with it for the end product, but I didn't like building those trees as much. If I have to say there's really anything that slows down this build, it's the cypress and putting the grapes on the grapevine tree. The second tree is their grapevine. It's built more like a grape tree than a grapevine. That's why I keep calling it a tree. I really can't be too harsh on any part of reviewing this set because honestly, it makes me so happy. I had a lot of good going on in my life, but it's been a lot of moving pieces that's kind of hard to keep track of. So it was really nice to find a set that was really satisfying and for whatever reason just worked so well to help me unwind. I know the set is a bit pricey, but if you get the chance to build it, you should. I know that $100 price tag is hard to swallow, but I promise this one is really worth it. I can't overstate this enough, but it really is a fantastic set. I know it's also a little weird for display, but if you have like a bookshelf or something like that that's empty, it would look great. A counter, like something down low where people would kind of see it like this. Good. If you do get a chance to build it, tag me on IG because I would love to see it. Actually, you could tag me in like anything you build because I love seeing builds. And yeah, I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching my video. Out of all the videos on YouTube, I know that there's a lot and many being uploaded every second, so I appreciate you watching me, especially because I'm a small channel. And yeah, I will see you next time.